Greetings, traveler. You've just landed on the Mikey and Me podcast, but fear not, for this is no mistake. No fault in the stars, no glitch in the matrix. I'm afraid this has all been planned. Predetermined by powers known not to us. So pull up a chair and join us so we may find our way together, for you are among friends. And I am among Matthew.
Hello. How we doing
Matthew,
tonight?
doing just fine, man. Doing fine. Man, it's been a
Switching things
while,
up a
hasn't
bit.
it?
It's been a while, and we're like, you know what?
Yeah.
We don't care about our fans enough. We like, even if we just have, we might do it more often like this because we get older, we get commitments, and
Yeah, it gets
it's
harder
just
to
like,
show
well,
up.
it's better to do something than nothing, even if we're the only two listening. But no, I think I've met a couple fans that live on your block recently.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and I know David is listening. I know some of my friends have, but it's
I will say
I don't
this.
blame them
He
if they
did. He did.
don't. I
The
don't.
neighborhood friend did recommend that
Go
we
to
do
podcast
current
school.
topics.
Oh,
He
did we do
said
what?
he was like current topics. He was like, I think it'd be cool if you guys did current topics
Yeah, tell
and
them to
just
put it in
your
the little email thing I put on our website, the topic box. Yeah, tell them send
topic
it.
box,
Tell me what he wants
current
us to talk about
topics.
there. Till
So
then, we're
I was
talking
like,
about
really,
nothing going on. No, which
current
friend?
topic. The guy Greg up at the pool that you met. He had
Oh,
the guy, the
has he actually
gentleman with the
listened to us?
beard. Yeah, him and his wife listened to one of our episodes.
Okay.
It was one of the 50s or 60s episodes, one of the 1950s 60s movie episodes.
Okay. See, we
But
got something for everybody.
he was like, I think it'd be cool if y'all did current topics, because I was like asking if he had any recommendation, and he
Okay,
was like,
I
no,
wonder
it's
what
just like I think that'd be
current for
cool.
him is. How old is
Probably
he?
things like current topics, like things probably more or
Like
less like
Iran?
the algae, the stuff going in the algae in the reflecting pool.
Oh, I
You
don't care
know,
about that. I care
any
about
any
international politics.
any well, okay, see,
I
there you
don't want to
go.
talk about
That's
that.
so it could be anything, just current topic. I think it doesn't have to be, you know, geopolitical
um,
warfare.
hold on. What's something?
Could just be any current topic that's been going on. Um,
There was. Well, you told me you're more plugged into the current.
oh yeah, I mean that's just one thing. People, there's the common, the
Well,
commoners
today
losing their mind
is
over
February 23rd, 2026.
February.
Releasing this one late. It's probably like June right now when they're hearing this, but this is February, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. We're predicting the future here.
Yeah.
We're predicting a future. I see a reflecting pool with algae that people will
No,
be
but
upset about.
okay. You want to talk about current stuff? I'd be talking about Toy Story 5 just came out. Big year. There's some
Oh
good
yeah, do
stuff.
you like that?
Cinema, dude. I feel like the back rooms in that Obsession movie doing so well. It's
See?
really gonna open up a whole new world for film
Uh-oh.
production
Did I
companies
lose you?
taking a chance on a
Have we
YouTube
lost each other?
creator. Can you still hear me? Chris did that. Chris just walked behind in the background and sabotaged it. It's okay. I hold down the fort. Because I was just talking about it would be stupid for film studios to not take gambles on YouTube content creators that actually have something somewhat interesting to do. I mean, especially when they already have a baked-in fan base. That's one thing. Backrooms. This guy has had a fan base. My nephew's telling me about this stuff whenever it came out, like years ago, and I was like, oh, it seems cool idea. It was really low quality, but it's like, yeah, it's a cool idea. But all that fan base, like my nephew and all these people, it's like, I'm pretty sure they all want to see it. And it's interesting enough, and it's unique enough, and it's not some known, franchise or IP like that. So I feel like it had a lot going for it whenever there's, so many people. There's a starved for something original. Oh, was that Mikey? Yeah, I was just,
I'm back.
I was just kind of going on a little bit more about
Yeah.
film studios. It would be stupid for them not to take a gamble on YouTube content creators that at least have something interesting. They already have a baked-in fan base, so it's like, okay, we basically can already gauge what ticket sales might be based on the fact that this has so many millions of views. Like, my nephews told me about Backrooms years ago when it came out. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, whatever. But now, so my nephew and all these people, they went and saw it. It's interesting enough to where other people are like, okay, that actually does seem
Mm-hmm.
interesting. And it's it's not some regurgitated IP or franchise. It's actually something
No,
unique and new
something
and from a
new.
mind that has nobody pitching him any. He's not, so uh, I could
But
see because a few $1,000,000 they spent hardly anything. That's like such
yeah,
a small gamble. That's so they could literally just say, "Hey, let's this year pick 5 YouTube content creators. We'll do $100 million budget. Do them each $20 million." That's nothing. That's not even the marketing budget for all these big movies.
yeah. No, you're right. I mean, I just heard, and I briefly heard what you were saying, but I imagine like what you were talking about, like with the content creator guy who
Oh.
made Backrooms. Um, and it's funny you did bring up something that I thought was interesting. You said how it's not IP and it's something new or whatever, and you're not wrong. But also, too, what I did think is interesting is the fact that the whole idea of backrooms or liminal spaces is more or less a recycled thing that has always kind of frightened us.
Yeah.
So there's been like medieval depictions of like paintings and stuff of people, going through like a labyrinth or a maze or whatever, and
Yeah.
they're
That's
like
like a
carrying a
modern
piece of
version
string
of
or
that,
something.
right? It's pretty cool.
Exactly, and it's like it's something that the human mind. It's cool to think about that. Like, okay, this is new film and all of that, but also an old concept of
Yeah, it's a
like
modern
a
version
labyrinth or a
of a
maze.
fear that's been somewhere in the psyche
Hmm.
that's
Yeah,
manifested in different ways and now it's used,
isn't that crazy? Did you actually see it? Have you
Yeah.
watched it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think? You thought
Yeah. No.
pretty well done.
Yeah. I got pretty much what it's not what I expected it would be, but
Yeah.
it's exactly what I thought it would be in a way.
Right.
Like by the end of it, I'm like
I know
the
what you mean.
experience. That's the experience I expected. The way the story played out, I didn't expect that, so that's cool. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and there's been some interesting like fan theories and stuff I've heard afterwards,
have
like
you
one
gone and
talking
watched all the
about
YouTube videos, the backroom stuff that they
not
got?
all of them,
Because I've seen
not
something that
all of
say, "Hey,
them.
you should watch this and that" or something. But I
Yeah,
I mean, he's a young
No,
guy, cool
I seen.
idea, and I'm curious to see how far he can run with it because
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. I think it'll be interesting. I think you can go pretty far with it. And the thing about it is that like you can kind of go anywhere with it. With it being what it is and like the nature of it, it can kind of
oh
be
yeah,
whatever outcome almost to an extent. Like you can. There's so many
you
different
get a bigger
possibilities
budget
of.
that could they can lead anywhere.
Oh yeah, they could just pop out at a random point on the set of Seinfeld. You know what
Dude,
I mean? And then they're like, "Oh shit!" And then you got to collab with
no, but dude,
Seinfeld.
that's when you hit the guy up and be like, I think that they could pop up in the background of Mikey and me. Like I could see old dude in a
Yeah,
hazmat suit popping up behind you, and you could see it
I know. I
happening to
do
me.
look like the lighting right now in my place does look very backroomish. I
It
look
is,
very
dude.
yellow.
That and again,
I
that's where
could be in a
using like
back
a
room.
lower fidelity, lower quality thing, it
Yep. Right.
adds it adds that texture to it.
Yeah, no, and like we've actually said it before about how kind of jumping around here, but in just on the topic of the directors and stuff of these movies being kind of like content creators or whatnot, is we had said not long ago with the rise of AI and people using AI and stuff and big studios using AI that now it's like the playing field is more or less leveled for regular people to be
Yeah,
able to achieve something cool because so many people are like, I'm tired of AI
yeah,
bullshit. I don't want to see AI stuff. Like,
yeah,
so I think, and now this is an example of it with stuff like Obsession.
yeah. Oh,
I think it's a
definitely.
good example of how people are kind of ready for something different and how movies are almost getting back to that, getting to where people have wanted, I feel like, to be for a while of like appreciating the more independent, the more indie stuff. I feel like now
Oh
it's
yeah, dude.
all
Oh
the
yeah.
other people have paved the way for indie stuff to be cool now or to be sought after or whatnot.
Oh these. And it is interesting because naturally, even though they're indie horror movies and action IP movies, like, and then the random kid movie, they like that dominates like the box office. Like as far
Yeah.
as movie going,
Hmm.
comedies barely exist.
Not
Dramas
wrong.
they'll exist, but they don't. They make a couple. They're not to try and make money. Like horror movies
That's a
and
good
sci-fi
point. That
action
is a
movies
good
are like
point.
everything. It's crazy that horror. I mean, horror is such a horror and action work best in those settings. Like, you know what I mean? If you think what's a
Yeah,
big
no,
screen
and I
great
think
for? Horror and action probably get the best benefit. It's like okay, Kind of make, but they,
No, but you're right too about like the drama stuff because it's something I
oh yeah,
never even, I didn't even think of. But it's like, yeah, no, I mean, think of all the like the drama movies that came out that my mom and aunt and sister and them watched from like the 80s and 90s
the
and
thing
stuff
is,
like
they
that, and
still
how they're
have them.
like
They
damn near
still do
gone.
Oscars with them, but there's still
Yeah,
ones that hardly anybody's probably seen.
exactly. That's interesting, huh? Um,
Just the culture. I just think it's interesting more not trying to figure out why, but just observing like over time a culture. Given these variables, these are the things that work well. you know,
yeah,
like
hmm
these are the things that still get people out of their seats for some reason. You know,
yeah. Get people to
that and
show up.
dancing.
That will get people, out of their seats is dancing
Maybe go to a
and
baseball game or World Cup match.
and
That's right down
musical
the street.
chairs. Musical chairs will also get you
Yeah.
out of your seat. Yeah, the World Cup. See,
It-
current event,
yeah. Did
a
you want to go to
current
a
event,
match?
the World Cup,
Oh, Voorhees
the
went to a
World
match.
Cup. I
Like
think it's.
the first weekend.
I think the World Cup is going to be a great thing for the United States because of just you're seeing how many people that are coming from other countries
Dude,
love the
Messi
United
freaking
States.
broke the record at the Texas at the football stadium. Dude, that's pretty
That's pretty
epic.
crazy, dude. That's pretty
Pretty
crazy.
epic.
But like I said, I think that it is cool seeing like all of the people from
I
other
love it.
countries coming to the U.S. and having such a good time and
I
like
love the
just
World Cup. I've
and
so
behave
much
like
fun.
it's all yeah it is just cool like because all you ever hear from the Western media for the most part is America sucks and it's not a great country and
Like, come check out Bucky's. Did you
and
see those like things about
yeah, and
dudes going
then
to
it's like,
Bucky's?
oh yeah, and then all the people that come from other countries get here, and they just, totally, they're just, blown away. They're like, this is insane. This is a gas station. I love America. Like,
Yeah,
this is amazing.
exactly, dude. It's like
Um,
hope all the people who like to be home haters realize, hey, you might not like it here,
yeah,
but
that's
it's probably not any better. It's probably a bit worse over there, at least.
yeah, and that's like when I was growing up as a kid. That's how I look at it. Is it like I kind of laugh, to myself when I see people. They're just like kind of
Wait.
poo-pooing the United States and acting like the West sucks. And to me, it's no different than when you were growing up and in high school, and all of the people
I
around
say,
you were like, oh,
where?
I
Tell
got to,
me
I
where
got to
else
get
you
out
want
of.
to go. The
They're
jet
like,
stream.
I got to get out. I got to get out of this town. This town sucks. I got to get out of this
Yeah,
place. This place is shitty. And
it
it's like,
translates
dude,
all the way down to the city, not
so
even the
many people.
nation.
It's
That's a
like, dude,
good
I
point.
lived in Waco. It's like I lived in Waco for a while. Like Waco blows. It's like, and
Wait,
then
wait.
you're in
What
Dallas or
about
something, and you're
Casey and
like,
JoJo? Who are they?
you're in Dallas all of a sudden, and it's like this place is awesome. Like it's like so I'm in Dallas, and I hear people being like, "Oh man, Dallas sucks. I want to get out of Dallas." And I'm like, "Go where? Where are you gonna go?
That's a
Like
person
what?"
who's not going to be happy no matter where they go.
Yeah, and so that's the way I see all of that's the way I see all of the like United States hate. It's like it's no different. It's just like kids complaining about where they grew up, or I hate
Yeah.
this town. I got to get out of this place, and it's like, and then you get out of the place, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess it's all right where I'm from.
Like, unless it truly was a place that sucked and it was better for you and your family, then
Yeah,
yeah. But as far as just thinking, if you got a decent base and stuff, you just think it's boring or something, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you. It's
yeah.
you're set up to
It's
have that same
it's
perspective no matter where you are.
Yeah, exactly. It's the old quote: "The grass is always greener." A couple of random things. Let's talk about video games real quick. We'll go through them
Well,
fast.
yeah.
GTA 6. Do
Been,
you think I have a
it's
question for
been
you?
I feel like it was supposed to have come out like 4 years ago, and every now and then you hear him talking about it. It's like, okay, dang, and then you'll see some new little footage, and be like, that looks crazy. And I feel like a year goes by, and this new little thing came out, like, oh yeah, that looks crazy, but it's kind of okay, cool. I'm at this point, it's like it means nothing to me until the game's out.
Yeah, not only that, but I think that I was just recently talking to a friend of mine and just saying that like I think that it has a huge potential to be just one of the biggest flops of all time. And I know it's not a
You
hot
said that, or he
opinion,
did?
but I said it, and he
Did you play
was
the last
disagreeing.
one?
But I was saying you have you yeah yes,
Okay,
and it's
cool.
like you
Let's make sure you have some history with the
have 10
game.
you did. Yes, absolutely. I've played all the GTA's, and so it's like I'm very well aware of the game. And my thing about it is that it's like you've been developing this game for 12 years. There's been 12 years in development in this game, and you've pushed it back probably twice now, 3 times you
They've
push
been
the
waiting for
deadline
AI
back,
to get
maybe
as good
more
as
than
it
three.
is, so they can finish something.
So whatever it is, it's like you've continuously been pushing it back. It's been in development for 12 years. And my only thing is that I think it has room to be a huge flop for a few factors. Number one, it's been so long, so the expectation for the game is so high. And if you essentially hand people something that feels like a recycled
And the
GTA
sad thing
5,
is, I
and
feel
then
like
not only that,
the landscape for games right now, in my opinion, I don't know. It could be
it's
mediocre
tough.
and be better than most of what's out there.
Yes. Yes. And not only that, but to double, like, okay, so I'm glad we're here because it's like, also too, this is why I was telling the guy this. It's like because he was disagreeing, and I'm just saying, look, here's my opinion. I think that this is why I think it probably, I think it's probably going to break records of day one sales and downloads and online for the, and people logging on. It's going to break those records. But again, when you've had this game, when you've been teasing it for 12 years, you've been developing it, and then you've had to push it back. You've pushed your deadline back a handful of times. And my thing about it is that, like, let's take into account the audience. So people have been playing on modded PC lobbies
There's a
for
guy who
how
just
long?
turned
Are you
40 when
aware
he
of?
was playing the last one, and now he's
Yeah.
turned 50, and the next one's coming
Yes.
out.
Yes.
Isn't
Okay.
that
So
weird
and
to
then
think?
think of it like this. Yes, and think of it like this: is that it's like, um, the uh the online, like the PC. Are you aware of the modded PC lobbies and things like that on GTA 6, on
Oh, like
five
on the. I
GTA
mean,
5?
I feel like almost everything that's on PC
There's
has
like
some
modded
modded crap
lobbies.
stuff, but I haven't messed with
Well,
them.
there's modded PC lobbies for
Yeah,
GTA 6, and they are that you could essentially be like a cop. You can be a cop, pull over
yeah,
other players, right?
yeah,
You can role play. You can go buy a car off somebody and you can customize cars in such a way that like you can't customize in the game. Like
yeah.
there's dudes in the video game on these modded PC lobbies on GTA
Driving
that are
cyber trucks.
driving. No, they're driving modern Chevys that are in
Yeah,
this game. It's like, and how do you do that? That's like,
and
did you get the game from
this is not even the
Forza?
developers doing it, right?
No, this
It's
is
fans.
modded. This is PC.
Isn't that
Exactly. This is a
amazing?
modded PC lobby for Pia, and this is for
Dude, Skyrim had
GTA
a
5.
huge mod
And so
aftermarket. Like Skyrim still has a huge mod, fan base that.
my point with that is that it's like you already, to an extent, there's been a group of players that has more or less been playing GTA 6 to an extent. Storyline hasn't changed. Story and
Well,
all that stuff in the
that's where
world hasn't
I
changed,
have
but
to
to
guess.
an
If
extent,
anything, those are fans that they're gonna be the first ones to buy it the day it comes out. I feel like.
no, but what my point is that they are playing a upgraded version of GTA than anybody else has been playing. So
Yeah.
they're already essentially playing a better GTA 5 than anybody else
Oh yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
they can be in these modded lobbies that they have new cars, they have different guns, they have all these different things they can do because
Yeah.
they're in this modded PC lobby. So it's like that's what I mean about how this game has the potential to be a huge flop because
I
it's
know, but
like you
there's. I
already
mean, it's
have a
not
big group.
having a new story and stuff. Those are
Yeah, a
cool
new
new
story
elements,
for
but I feel
sure.
like
It is. It
it's
is.
having upgrades on the visuals and just modernized.
But that's what I
I
mean
feel
about
like it
how it
doesn't
has
so
to
easily
exceed
displace,
expectation.
what having any kind of new content is. But I get what you're saying. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing,
That's what
right?
I mean. It's not. Yeah, it's not. I'm
I
not
wonder how much
saying
better
that.
it's even gonna look. I mean, it's gonna look better, but to get a high rig PC, we're getting to the point that things can only look so good for me in my mind.
Hmm. No, you're not wrong. Um, but yeah, like I said, just think that with it being pushed back so long, it has that chance. And because too, here's the other thing, the other factor, which is where it's going to kind of just segue us into different game stuff, or we can talk about whatever. But is the factor of people's attention. Like that's another thing that nobody I think is taking into account. It's like sometimes there's people that finish shit in games way too fast, or there's never enough stuff in a
But
game,
if it's a
and it's
full
like,
price game, the developer doesn't care. It's like selling a movie ticket. It's like if I get you
yeah,
$60 and you play it
yes,
that day, that's the thing because they'll get so
yeah,
many
that's
people
all
to do that. It's
they will. And
it's
I'm not
ridiculous how
saying
easy
that if
that
that's
is
your
in that
metric,
regard.
if that's the metric for a success, is
I
that you
mean,
sold all the
for a
copies, but the
company
game
making money, the
sucks.
return on investment.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, I don't disagree. I'm just saying
Okay,
that
so you're
as
talking about not
on
from
the
the
on the
success of the
grounds
game,
of.
but from the actual people playing the game and enjoying it.
Yes. And your expectation and your happiness and
Okay,
your
cool. I was really
satisfaction
thinking on
for
dollars.
something that you waited 12 years for, and something that you're paying $80 for, and you're not going to get a physical disc. You're just going to pay $80 for a piece of paper with a code on it, and
Yeah.
that's your game. And that's just what I mean. From the
Well,
stand
we both
again,
have to
it's
play.
gonna
We
break.
both
It's
have
gonna
to
break
play it.
records. Yeah, and it's gonna break records. Everybody's gonna buy it. It's gonna be the most downloaded. It's gonna be the most
But you
purchased.
don't think
That's
it's gonna
not
be
my
that good?
argument. I think it has the ability. I think it has the possibility to just be kind of like, oh wow, this is what we waited 12 years for.
Okay. Here's
I
gonna
know
be
Rockstar's
what my
amazing.
decision of how I feel about the game is coming down to this. If it lets you get on a spaceship and go to the moon or outer space, then I'll think it's great. If they actually implement that, this some random thing where you like have to take off in a rocket and you actually go to outer space, that'd be. I feel like it's gonna have to be there. That's my network connection. That was me. You'll get back in here. A, B, C, D. Yeah, so my daughter, she really loves ABBA. She's 2.5, so we've tried introducing her to just safe, fun, I mean, ABBA's like, okay, I've always known them as kind of an annoying disco-ish band. That Dancing Queen, and Fernando. It's like, but as my daughters embraced them, and we just like have all the playlist, random stuff playing, I'm getting exposed to a lot more stuff. Let's see if we get Mikey back. Hey, Mikey, that was me, obviously, that time. Let me know when you are back. That was not you. And there was a Michael. That wasn't you. That was
Hello.
me. You good? Can you hear me
I
now?
think so.
Yeah, that and like I said, that was my internet,
Yes.
not yours.
Oh, okay. No worries, no worries. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
was just talking
either
about
way. So
ABBA
that's my
real quick,
GTA
but
6
yeah.
theory hypothesis. That was my GTA 6 theory
Did
and
you hear what I said about
hypothesis that
spaceships?
potentially. Yes, and I agree that if they did, if you have the ability
The
to go to
game could
space, that will
suck,
make the
but
game.
if I can do that, I'd be like, all right,
Yeah,
guys, you heard.
I agree. I would have to agree, but all that to say that I'm going to make sure this game flops. I'm going to
I
make
mean,
sure
I can already tell you.
this game
I already tell
flops.
you in someone's pocket, and I don't know if
I'm going to
that's
make sure it
maybe
flops.
the company making GTA 7.
I'm a man of my word.
Mikey's a
Um,
liar.
yeah. I'm going to make sure the game flops. I'm going to promote another
Obviously,
game.
dude. You come in here and just hear hate.
Hate, 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 hate.
Well,
You
did
got hate
something
in your
I'm
heart, let it
excited
out.
about? Let's see.
I mean, I got more game stuff. We could talk about some of the other game
Well,
stuff.
no, I mean, I had that interview planned, at least kind of.
Oh, okay.
Never planned, but so
Let's hear it.
I have I know of a victim. So a friend of
Yes.
mine was victimized pretty.
Mm.
Yeah, I can tell he's comfortable talking about it because he's a brave dude, and he gets into online gaming some, and and
Mm.
he plays on a
As many of us
console,
do.
but he got into a game, and I was surprised he got into it because
Mm.
I had downloaded it and I paid a little bit, but I'm at a point with being a father of a young girl and family stuff. It's like I can't just really do the online stuff, but Arc Raiders.
Mm. You're talking. Yes.
So hold on,
That
let me
and that boy
introduce
was me.
this is my friend. He's
And
gonna
that
go
boy
by
was.
Mr. Hat.
And that boy was me.
Mr. Michael. No, so
I
tell
was.
me. So
I was the
I've heard
victim.
some interesting things about. We've kind of touched loosely on cheating in games in almost all. There's exploits, right? Where there's bugs within the game where people find a way to exploit the code, basically. And then there's
Yes.
cheating.
Yeah.
Like there's people on the outside manipulating factors that affect the game in their favor.
Yeah, like you said, not being an exploit where it's like, a developmental oversight where they
Or
forgot, they didn't
cheese or
realize,
something. It's
like,
like, no, there's
yeah,
a malicious
developmental
actor
oversight where they
involved
didn't
that went out of
realize,
their way to
like,
figure this out.
Yeah. It's not something that a developer overlooked and didn't realize. Oh, you can glitch through the wall right here, and we got to fix that. No, not so like that's an exploit of a game that anybody could do. But it's like,
So what?
no,
How have you been hurt?
I've been hurt and uh, time wasted,
Okay, so when you get
energy,
frustrated at a cheater, is
cortisol
that the
level
first thing you're like,
spike.
"Dang, I was in here for 45 minutes and that was for nothing"? Is that like you feel like you were
Y-
literally robbed?
Yeah, well, you just feel like the game's just not fun in
So
a lot of ways.
explain
It's
a
just not
scenario
fun.
whenever you've experienced that, so the listener can have an idea.
Well, it's like mainly getting
So explain the game,
the
the
first
concept of
time.
the
The
game,
first time,
high
okay,
level. Yeah.
of a video game or of
Of our
Arc Raiders.
creators, say your
Okay.
neighbors are listening to it, and they don't know
Yeah,
what this
yeah.
is. Tell them what
So
kind of game this is, and the
Arc
general
Raiders is
outline.
a yes, Arc Raiders is what is called an extraction shooter where you
Okay.
would go around and you're dropped onto a map. You have a time limit of 20, 30 minutes
Okay.
to go collect things, grab stuff, and go extract at a point.
And you're by yourself.
And you can play with as many people as you'd like sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes it's four players, one player, two player. But that's kind of besides the point in this scenario. But the first time I was cheated in this game, where I knew I was cheated. And again, it's an extraction shooter where there's little bots around the map that'll shoot you, and then there's other players that can shoot you. They
So a
don't have to
bot
shoot
is the
you.
computer that's not a person.
Yes, correct. A bot is an AI.
Yep.
It's AI inside
Anyone
the
certain
game that
age is like,
is.
"Whoa, this guy's idiots explaining." I just want to make sure everyone knows.
Yeah. No, so okay, it'll just take me a minute to get through it, but yeah. So a bot in the game is something that the game developers have put in the game as a something that the player has to overcome. The player has to defeat, and oftentimes, if you trip the bot by line of sight, sound, things like that, that could trigger the bot to come find you and then attack you. And then at that
Okay.
point, you have to kill the bot. And
And
if you
any
don't kill
friends
the
you might
bot, the
have,
bot
right?
will kill you. And if you don't kill the bot will kill you. And if you get killed, you'll die, or you can crawl to an extract if you have a survivor augment. But
Okay.
if you don't have a survivor augment, then you're fucked. So either way, this game, Arc Raiders, you're running around and you're getting shot at. Pretty much is the thing. You're running around getting shot at, picking stuff up, trying to get out.
Picking up stuff
The
and getting out is like the main thing, right?
Yes, it's an
Okay.
extraction shooter, so that you're it's a limited time amount that you're there, and you're on the map for
You're
that
getting
time,
loot.
30 minutes, and you get to pick up items, and you get to leave with items. And sometimes you need items that the Ark have, and sometimes you don't. So
Gotcha.
sometimes you have to shoot bots, sometimes you don't have to shoot bots. You don't have to shoot players, but then sometimes you have to shoot
It comes
players because
down.
players
You want to
shoot
get
you.
down there, get some goods, and sneak out without dying.
That's the game. And
Cool.
so other people play the game differently. And
Hmm.
an example of a cheater is one time on one of the maps I got shot at in the back, and then I started running, and I ran in such a way to where I knew that there's no way the person, like, they saw the direction I went, but there's absolutely no way they could have known what specific structure I was behind,
Yeah.
because I went down a hill, ran behind one large structure that led to another hill that I got to slide down,
They'd have to
that
sleep
led
through
to
walls,
more that
basically, is what
led
you're saying?
that led to more structure in between there, to where it was like I knew that the amount of ground and distance I put between me and the guy behind me, that there was no possible way he could have seen where I went. So I knew at that point, since the route that I took was obstructing his view, I was like, there's no way this guy can see me. So I get to a point where I stop and I look back, because I'm like, all right, I'm going to wait and see where this guy pops up over the hill and see which way to go from here. And hopefully he doesn't know where I went. Well, the guy pops over the hill, and there's probably 50, 60, 70 rocks out in the open. And this dude pops over the hill, aims his gun at the rock that I'm on, and shoots the rock that I'm on.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this
So at
isn't
those
fair. So
odds,
then I run off of
not gonna
that rock.
happen.
I run off of that rock and I run in around a bigger structure, and I got behind that structure. And when I went to go around one side of it, he popped up on that side. I went to run back to the other side, and then I pump faked and came baause So I
You
acted like
pump
I was
fake.
going to run. Yeah. So I acted like I was going to go to the right,
And then you
and then I
passed him the
came
rock.
back and I came back left. Because, we're playing peekaboo. And
Yeah.
so he first sees me on the left side of the rock. I act like I'm running to the right, but then I come back to the
Yeah.
left to run around, and he's right there on the left shooting me. So he knew right where I was going to be. And then I just reported him after I died. I'm like, all right, this guy, like, reported him for cheating. And sure
Yeah.
enough, with the game Arc Raiders being what it is, whenever you do find a cheater, they'll give you your stuff back.
You're
And so
pretty
they gave
good,
me
at least.
back all of my
Okay.
stuff. Like I got my gun and all that back, but I was
How long did it
for
take to get it
certain
back?
like a day, 24
Okay.
hours maybe. It's been faster now. I've reported people lately and I've gotten my stuff back within like an hour, 2 hours of
Basically, they
being
just have to
cheated.
probably see that your account owned it to begin with.
Then not just that,
Have
but
you
it's
tried
also
testing it on
I think
times
it
it
comes
didn't get
down
cheated
to
to see if you lost something, if you could get it back?
I guess sort of in a way
Have you?
because honestly, what I do now is I almost report everybody for cheating.
Because I bet
I
as long
do.
as they have
The
evidence
reason I report it
of
for
your
cheating,
account, they'll give
the
it back
reason
to
I
you.
almost report everybody for cheating, and I know that they're good about not just blatantly slapping people,
Yeah.
is because it's like
Everyone can
I've
cheat.
reported people that I've reported people that I thought were definitely cheating,
Only on
but it
PC
turns
though.
out they
What about
weren't.
if you can tell it on console?
I don't remember what specific
Because
if they
it's
were on
generally
PC or
easier for
console or not.
PC cheater
But either way,
people
in
to
this
cheat,
one
right?
instance, to hang on, in this one instance, I was killed by somebody I thought was a cheater. I reported them, and I didn't get anything back. So
Hmm.
I guess they weren't cheating.
Or also it's
So
Donald Trump.
that pretty much tells me that like, okay, if I've reported this guy that I
Hmm.
thought was cheating and I didn't get anything back, I guess he wasn't cheating. And so I'm just kind of like
Or
in some
maybe
of these
he's the best
instances
cheater.
with this game being what it is now and the high amount of cheaters in it, like the high number of cheaters, it's pretty insane. There's a lot of fucking cheaters.
Because you play on
And the
console,
ways
but
they're
you have
cheating.
friends on PC. Because if you
Yeah.
played on strictly console and didn't have crossplay, you say it's not
You,
as many cheaters, right? Because the console cheating generally
for
happens
the
on
most part
PCs, right?
for the most part I haven't. I will say I do feel like I've run up on a few
Hmm.
console cheaters. I don't know how they do it. I'm not like I play
Yeah.
console. I don't know how I would begin to cheat on a console without modding my console or
Yeah, and I
downloading
guess the fact
some.
that they really are more, it's basically a computer, so I won't be
It
surprised if people
is.
figured out how to mod their console to be
It
like a
is. Yeah.
PC. Yeah.
I mean, it basically is, but I mean, but the point of is that it's like it does take some modding. And so, as far as it's
Hmm.
funny, I made a comment on a video and it got like 3,000 likes, but then all this hate from PC players. And I will say, for the PC play, and again, I didn't, all I said was that PC players have, for the most part, ruined the game. And then I had a bunch of PC players that were commenting, being like, yeah, you're not wrong. I can't lie. As
The
a
people
PC
you're
player,
criticizing are chiming in and saying, "Yeah, no, we are."
yeah, these dudes, there was a lot. And then there was, of course, there was a whole bunch that were like, oh, what, controller player, console, you suck. And it's like, I'm not even trying to have that argument. I'm just saying that, like, to me, it makes sense. And again,
That is the
for
experience you've
years of
lived.
people, well, and for years of hearing that PC is superior to console, and for good reason to an extent that PC is superior to a console, it's like, and then all of a sudden, just whenever you make the claim that it's easier to cheat or that more cheaters are on PC, it's like, oh wait, no,
Well,
you
the
can cheat
funny
on
thing is, because
Xbox.
I feel like you really didn't bring this up, because people say that sort of thing. It comes basically down to performance and graphics and whatnot, right? And
Yeah,
sometimes the player base happens to be bigger, but those aren't factors that the biggest. The older to get, the more, especially when people are playing indie games that are retro looking, the experience is what matters the most.
hmm
And it sounds like you're
yeah,
more likely to have a controlled, safer, non-exploited, cheated experience on a console than if that this sort of game, where it's even possible, exists on both. To where, because I've even, it kind of gets back to this classic experience of the games. Like, it's about the experience, right? And the PC games,
yep,
from your time playing it, are ruining the experience.
yeah, and that's so a lot of times we do. I turn crossplay off, and it's like I don't, just because too, I don't necessarily. I think it is easier to shoot people on a PC than a
I don't
controller,
see it. I
even
don't
though
see how it can't.
people,
And even if there was no cheating, that's an
yeah.
advantage that can still make it less fun, because it's just the
And
mouse
that's what I mean. It's
advantage.
like for me, it's like it's harder. It is like because people, the main argument you hear is aimbot or not aimbot is aim
Well,
assist.
do when I play
That's the
Destiny
main argument. The
PvP,
main argument I hear from PC players is aim assist. Well, y'all have aim assist. You have aim assist. You have aim assist, bro. I'll be honest with you. Aim assist fucks me up a lot of times. There's some games I turn aim assist off because it's like I'm trying to shoot a specific person
yeah,
and then somebody else walks behind him and my
and
gun goes
drags
like
it.
that
Yeah, the
and I don't
bullet
want to.
magnetism.
I don't want to. I want to be able to. I want to have control over it all. And so there's a lot of times I'll turn it off, and it's like an aim assist oftentimes doesn't fucking help me in arc raiders. I'm not. It helps me shoot arc sometimes, but it doesn't
Yeah,
help me really shoot raiders. Like I'm not. It's not helping me like that.
yeah,
Not the advantage that a mouse has. It
yeah.
doesn't. You don't have the aim assist is not. It's. I think it's put there in a sense like to be able to help you make it even against a fucking PC player.
Well, the thing is,
Like,
but no, it exists even in games where it's just a first-person shooter and you're not playing against people.
yeah.
It exists for the gaming experience to help compensate for the fact that you are working your thumbs on these little joysticks. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because whenever I play Destiny a lot, they every weekend they'd have this high-end PvP stuff. Trials of Osiris would be 3-on-3 teams, and you would try and get like I think it was 7 wins in a row without losing a match in order to get
Oh
like
wow.
the coolest loot. And that was like you wanted friends that were good at PvP because people they would stream every weekend carrying people, and people were like
Oh
getting
wow.
accused on Twitch to get carried, right? Where oh, I suck at the PvP, but they have this unique loot I can't get any other way, and so look, you want to be cool and have these
Yep.
amazing gear and weapons, and so and lucky me, I was able to make some friends that were really good at PvP. I mean, I was okay, but I
Yeah.
wasn't good enough to
Oh
carry
no.
people.
Yeah, there's a
Like
lot of dudes you play with, and you're
my
like, yeah, you're
bro
way
Ricardo
better than me.
IX Skukit, like, and I'm saying those names because some of the most fun I've had playing games in my life was with these guys, especially Ricardo and Skukis and my bro Sam. Even my nephew like play with them, but they would, I would be like grandpa, and they like. I could hold my own hand there, but like no, like these guys
Yeah,
would
not to
carry,
the same.
and
Like that's actually it's
we
funny.
wouldn't do
Oh, you there?
crossplay because even them they were really good, and I would see them do crossplay and win, but it's in general it's just not a fair competition. It's like if you're playing a top tier PC player with what they have with the console player, but even then I would see them destroy. It's just ridiculous. So I know, little Mikey come back and he'll say his thing. You know, the funny thing about internet is it sometimes you take turns. Like his internet kind of fumbled the first time, and now it's I fumbled the second time, and then he fumbled the third time. But no, you can go. I was just kind of talking about how my friends are good at console. I would still see them like do crossplay against PC players and still dominate. And like we there'd be
Yeah.
stat tracking. It'd be like, okay, we're getting a new group of 3-on-3. One of us would be on a computer looking up because you could just do a search on the site. We'd be able to see all of them in their rankings and their elo score because they did elos
Mm-hmm.
where if you won, they lost elo and you gained. Like you gained this metric to where if somebody was like a god and they had they like a 5 KD, they would have a ton of elo. So if you beat them and your group had a lot less, you would get a huge boost in your rank because you
Mm-hmm.
beat a player that was like so highly ranked. But either way,
That's
man,
cool.
that was playing Trials of Cyrus and Destiny. That it was as I was because when we first started this podcast, I even reached out because there's that clan. I'm like, man, I want to enter. I want to talk to you just so we can talk
Yeah.
about our love for this game and stuff. I still need to probably hit up soon. Just be like, hey, let's talk about that because we really did something
Yeah.
special. Because we took a clan
Oh,
that
dude.
basically the leaders left, and there was like 10 of us. And we just stuck together and turned it into like a 100-person clan that had a waiting list for people
No
to get into
shit.
it, doing the highest end content in the game. That's where I got all those jackets from, like
That's
from the
awesome.
stuff I was doing with these guys. So it was
That's legit, dude. Yeah, no, you definitely have to like cover your journey with Destiny more, especially since they're kind of like going through some
dude.
changes with the game about
Yeah,
like
I
not
mean,
updating it anymore.
yeah, it's pretty much done. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but I mean,
dude, that
it's
was huge for me.
that's a special game though. I mean, to be a part of for as long,
Day one, D1,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. No, I mean that's a cool game. That's one that I wish I would have played, but I didn't. Um, But yeah, games are fun, but cheating is crazy, and and right now in the game are creators. There's a lot of cheating, and there's cheating like of course the wall hacks, and what's even crazier is that number one with like these wall hacks is that like they're able to essentially see a person through a wall. They don't see a
Yeah.
full body,
Dude,
but
what you told me
they
is
see a
crazier though.
skeleton. They see a skeleton outline of the body. So this is one thing with wall hacks. So they can stack these cheats. They can stack it and
Yeah.
have multiple cheats. So they'll have wall hacks going so they can see like the skeletal outline of a body. They'll see like a little round.
Exoskeletal outline.
It'll literally look like a if you drew just a stick man.
Yeah.
It'll just be like a center line,
Like a
a
police
stick
sketch
arms and a
start like
stick
on the
head.
drawing where he got shot on the ground, the body.
Yeah, it's just like this stick man
Yeah.
running around. You can see him through walls, but like another level to it is that they can also see what guns you have in the
It's so
game.
good.
They can see what loadout you have, if you have a medium shield, a
No, dude,
light, a
the one
heavy
you showed
shield, what
me
guns you
is the
have,
most ridiculous one I can imagine.
and now they have one that
What do you even call this?
it 1000 X's the enemy player. So what that means is that if you were the person using this cheat,
It makes
the
them
enemy
big.
players will be 1000 times bigger than they are. So essentially
You can't miss them.
the player goes from looking like a human
What if they're in a
being
building?
to
You just
looking
break
like a
through it?
warhammer character. You're giant. You look like, I mean, you're massive.
And so the
You look like
hitbox reacts
Colossus.
to the larger thing for the player.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if you're hitting their head on the hit, if you're hitting their head or their arm on that giant, you're hitting their head or their
Dude,
arm on the real person.
I don't keep up.
So it's
I've
you're
never
around
heard of that
corner,
sort of thing before. It's crazy.
you think you're around a corner, and they're just blasting
Yeah,
you,
it's
and
sticking
you're
out
like,
the
how do you,
side.
dude? So I got shot. I'm pretty sure, like, and I reported them. But I got shot around a corner. What it felt like I was around a corner. I ran out of a door and I turned left, and I took like 3 steps
Yeah,
to where it's like I'm not in that doorway anymore, and I got shot and knocked.
that's
So
funny.
that made me, and I had just seen that talking about how, like, they're 1000xing player models, to where it's like, okay, that could have made sense why I got shot, because I think I'm out of the doorway. Little do I
That's
know,
so
my character's
crazy, dude.
Warhammer.
Never
Like,
heard
I
of
got
anything like
fucking
that,
literally, I didn't know I was running around with Thanos on somebody else's screen.
dude. That's
Like,
funny. I don't even know
it
what to
is.
think,
It
dude.
would be
It's
absurd. It would be
almost
absurd.
unbelievable.
Yeah, and again, it's just like, so, but to me, as like a cheater, if you're doing all that for that long, to me, it's got to be boring, just because it's like,
And that
you know,
is literally their game. Like
it is.
pulling this
It is
crap.
to an
It's not about
extent.
actually having the fun. They didn't enjoy the game, so they could do this. Maybe
Mm-mm.
like
No, and I mean, I saw some comment on a video that a guy was apparently writing. I think I have my phone here. It was interesting. I'll pull it up real quick, just because I did find it really
yeah.
interesting. Because I went and looked up a video about cheating on the game Arc Raiders. Because I'm like, look, I want to know how people cheat. I was trying to find out,
You're like,
is
I
this
want to do
cheating?
it. I want to get
Is
them
the
back.
cheating?
These fools got to
Is the
suffer. I
cheating?
want to get their
Is the,
families.
is the cheating predominantly Xbox
White or
or like
black?
console, or
Oh,
is the cheating PC? Like, how is the cheating happening?
well, did you
And
ask
so
AI?
that's what I was trying to figure out. And so I just wanted to go watch people's videos to see if I could find a video of somebody describing, okay, here's how you cheat on console, or here's how these cheats are possible. And so, but one of the replies I saw on this YouTube video, the guy says, I'm currently taking a clinical psychology course, and your channel is a gold mine for my thesis. A classic example of compensatory behavior driven by a frustration in real life. When a person can't get dopamine and self respect in a solo game against bots, they start cheating to feel significant in some way. He
That
said, at
makes
least
sense.
like that. He said it's very telling how you try to pass off a lack of skill as quote tactical superiority. Thanks for the illustrative material for the chapter on infantilism and avoidance of personal responsibility. Get well soon. Because the guy who made it,
Yeah.
he made this video, and he even said in there about, like, to give you tactical superiority. And the guy even says, like, it's funny you classify it as, tactical superiority rather than a lack of skill. It's like, you suck. That's why you're
Yeah.
using these fucking cheats.
Seriously. Like,
And then I think somebody else even said, this other guy said, I think your comment oversimplifies the issue. He said, it's not that the creator is quote mentally ill. It's far more concerning than that. He said it is exploiting a psychological vulnerable state in some players, particular tendencies linked to behavioral addictions, and compensating for low self esteem. turning it into a personal profit. He said this kind of behavior reflects exploitive and opportunistic tendencies and may include narcissistic traits where unethical actions and cognitively reframed calling cheating, quote, tactical superiority to preserve a distorted self image. The real issue isn't just the cheating itself, but the monetization of other people's psychological vulnerabilities. That's what makes it so socially harmful. It reinforces dysfunction rather than addressing it.
It's
So I
one of
was
those
like,
things. Like even when none of the people I played with, they were really good. Yeah, cheating ruined the game. So
yes,
yeah, these people aren't good players, and they know they're ruining the game. If I knew someone was cheating, no one
mm-hmm.
would want to play with them. So
No,
this lines up. I mean, it's giving credence to like, yeah, that seems like a trashy person to be around. It's like, yeah, they
yeah,
probably are.
it is interesting. It's funny just how the game. I feel like what's to wrap it all up. I do think it is interesting that, and I do feel like somebody could definitely you could do a study on it, but like Arc Raiders, the game itself could be a some kind of a study case because it's like it is interesting, just because of all the human, it being what it is. Like you don't have to shoot people, but sometimes people
Yeah,
decide to shoot people, and and just all of the other, like, again, with the cheating aspect of it, and how the game itself is really pretty awesome, but then people are
yeah,
essentially ruining it and ruining it for other people to where they don't want to play it.
yeah,
And it's just like it just goes to show you too how, to an extent, like what we've talked about with other games, how the old school games that you just plugged in and they were what they were, the experiences was overall way better because you knew what you were getting every single time.
yeah, man.
You
I'm
knew what
telling
you
you,
were
that's what's
getting every
happy, dude.
single
I've got
time.
those connects hooked up in the living room. Next time when people over, I got those dance games. I'm like, dude, we'll have more fun playing these dance games on
I
Connect.
I'm
Dude, I'm
definitely
telling
getting to
you, man.
I'm definitely feeling my age and becoming an unk because I'm sitting here the other day after I just got so pissed off one night with this game because another thing that upset me was me and my friend were playing duos and we were
Yeah,
on a map. We were on this one map on a night raid where all the lights are off and it's dark. And we were in this corner. We started fighting these guys. And as we're fighting these guys, some other group of guys start shooting the group of guys that we're shooting. And then they start shooting us.
yeah.
So that's called third partying. So these people start trying to third party us. We finally kill the one team. We had no heals left. We used up all our bandages and we were both like half health. So we
Wait, so
couldn't
you
really
have
go,
wrestling villains?
huh?
You said you didn't have any heals left. You had wrestling bad guys?
Yeah, yeah. So
Jeff?
we had no health left. So it
Jeff?
was like we couldn't heal our
Oh, that
health
was
bar.
good, dude. Come on.
It was. So I couldn't heal my health bar, and it was like we're both just kind of stuck sitting there,
Yeah,
and we're getting shot at, and then finally we just sit there for a minute because we know that these guys are waiting on us. There's two
yeah.
doors to get out of where we are. We know they're waiting, and so we just keep sitting there, and then all of a sudden you hear these guys start yelling out. They're like, "Is this fun for you? Do you like playing the game this way, sitting in a corner for 20 minutes?" And I'm like, I turned my mic on, and I'm like, "Are you not sitting here waiting for me to come out? Are you not just sitting there waiting
Yeah.
on me? What do you mean?" I'm like,
I'm
how are
playing the
you
same
trying to
game
say?
you are.
Yeah, and I'm like, how are you sitting here trying to say that I'm
Then
sitting
you
in a
come out.
corner when you're waiting on me
Well,
to
dude,
come out?
that could be
And
a
so
psychological
that's what I'm
tactic.
saying. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm sitting here and I
It's
was
like,
like,
can I
bro, I'm
talk
like,
trash to this guy to get him to give up?
so I eventually told him, I was like, why don't you? And so I just played the tactic of repeat myself over and over to where you can't get a word in, and then make it to where I flipped it back on him, and now you're the one who pushes me because I just kept sitting there saying, you're sitting in the dark, not doing anything, sitting in the dark, not doing anything, not pushing, you're not
Yeah.
pushing, you're not pushing.
It's like, no, I'm going to get my
Finally,
hacker friend to figure out where your address is. It takes 20 minutes. I'll
finally,
just-
finally, he pushes. Him and his
Did
homie
you kill him?
push, and oh yeah, we freaking blasted him. But then
You tried, though.
the part that sucks.
That's
Hang
some
on,
psychological
we
warfare.
blasted. Here's the one thing: we blasted his one homie, but then he made friends
You
with two
tabbed
other
him.
guys. He made friends with two other guys, so we had four people attack us
Mm.
in what was supposed to be just a 2-on-2 game.
And you took them all
So
down?
no, we didn't. We got killed.
But you killed the one
So we
guy,
took
though.
We did. We killed one of
That's
them,
what
but then
matters.
the other ones got us, and so it was just like. But it made the game stupid. It's like, okay, another way of you're ruining the game
I
because
know,
it's like
but I feel like that was just
it's
a guy talking trash. I think he had fun though. It's not you describe it.
no,
I
no,
think he
no, no, no.
enjoyed the
But he had
experience.
no. But I meant like during. I skipped the part where it was like during right before they pushed.
He
They
raped you,
got two other. They had another guy that was shooting at them,
mm.
and then
And then
he
they
teamed
teamed
up
up.
with that squad,
That's the
and
third
so there was
party.
four. There was four people. There was four. Instead, it should have been 2-on-2, but instead it was me and my buddy versus four people.
Oh,
So when they pushed us, we thought we were fighting two people, but we were fighting four.
mm.
And so that's when it was like, oh well, that sucks. Like you guys just teamed up and killed us. Why? Like,
Could you
it's
tell my
just
age? Yeah.
yeah, it's just like what? Like why would you? They didn't get anything. That was the funny part. For as long as they waited, they were more or less probably just disappointed because they waited all this time to think they were going to get something cool, and they
Yeah,
didn't.
that's
Because I
funny.
don't do that. I don't take cool stuff with me.
Homie, don't play that.
You're not getting nothing off of me.
No, yeah, I mean, you're not
No
gonna get
punk. I'm not a mark.
ain't no punk off the streets. He ain't
So
here to steal.
out of all the new movies that came out, which one that you've watched have you been the most pleased with?
I mean, I haven't watched a ton of. I mean, I've watched the back rooms. What else did I watch recently? I haven't. I really haven't watched as much stuff recently. I do know. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if we recorded or not. Whenever guys know it's on streaming now. I think the have good luck, have fun, don't die. Whatever the Sam Rockwell movie. But that's the one
Yes,
like
yes, yes.
I really thoroughly enjoyed that. Enjoyed that. I've really been watching this anime that just had a new season come out. Baki is so absurd. So
Oh,
yeah,
really?
but yeah, it's I've watched it's been on for a while because I got certain just I'm not big in anime, but there's a few that I enjoy. It's such a unique offering, different than other things, to where I can get down on it. But I know just I thought the backrooms is I thought it was solid. And Hoppers, I saw Hoppers with my daughter again. So that was like a CG
Oh,
movie,
okay.
and that
Yeah.
was a couple months ago. And it was really funny. It was you hit me up seeing things. We're gonna see Toy Story. I think you our women probably talked about us going to see Toy Story 5.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't talked to her about it, but
Oh
did
yeah,
you
with
like it?
Stephanie here, but probably like next week or something, or I don't know. I think Stephanie and Allie and maybe Ashley. I know our girls hang out. I don't know if Ashley
Oh
got
yeah,
off work
yeah.
and hung out.
She
I
was
don't
over
know.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
she was over there.
I think it's dangerous for them three to get together and just start talking.
Yeah, there's no telling what they're gonna make us do.
There's no telling just
We're gonna
the
have
world we
to.
live in. I'm joking.
We're gonna have to.
Uh,
We're gonna have to. They're gonna make us do something. They're gonna get up to a devious plan.
yeah. But yeah, no. What about you?
Yeah, no, Backrooms was good. There was a couple random movies I feel like I had watched recently that I was like pretty impressed with that I hadn't. It was just older ones. Um,
Yeah, I'm
I did
communications.
watch one Vibranium or something.
No,
Vibranium.
yeah,
Have you
no.
heard of
So
that?
yeah, I think so. Whatever. Who?
For
What was it about?
the dude from the Social Network. What's the guy's name?
Oh yeah, him and the chick with all the houses, like him
Yes,
and
yes,
Imogene Poots.
yes,
That's the actress who's
yes.
in there with
That
him. Yeah,
movie. That movie.
yeah. I
That
watched
one. I
it.
watched that one. It
I
wasn't
did a while
bad. It
ago when it
was
came out.
it was pretty good.
Yeah,
Um, kind of also a backroomish vibe, kind of
yeah,
sort
yeah.
of. Kind of had that, liminal space, like, or whatever houses,
It
you don't
really
understand
did.
how you're kind of trapped, like, so it was an interesting movie. And that's on Tubi. But there was that. But yeah, I saw Backrooms. I saw the new Scary Movie. I saw
Was
Scary
it?
Movie,
I hope was it pretty funny.
whatever. Uh,
I just know
yeah,
it probably made fun of a bunch of things that I really wouldn't get the jokes for.
I think
Because
that
I've
well,
seen
that's kind of the
enough current
thing.
horror
That's kind
movies.
of the thing for me is that it wasn't really. It did, yeah. It did make fun of a few movies. Like it did reference a few horror movies. I think, like maybe Begonia, or one of them, or something, and then another one I
Begonia's not
can't
even a horror
remember.
movie.
No, I know, but I think they made a poke fun at that. I think, or
There's a
something
lot of
else.
potty
But
humor,
then,
right? Because the Wayne brothers had it again.
well, yeah, but then, yeah, and it was just to me. I did. I will say this. I just don't feel like the humor was on. What do you like? it wasn't the same type of humor that they've
With
done in the other ones.
well,
With what
well,
I
the
mean
first
by
that's the
that,
thing. The first two were the Wayans brothers. Then three is when it got PG-13 more airplane funnier, right? Where it got more
yeah,
like slapstick mixed with stuff. Where like
hmm
Charlie Sheen, Liam Neeson were in it. So then it was
yes.
like okay, but Wayans brothers, I'm sure it was the R and very vulgar, and it's just if I imagine it just wasn't as creatively funny. I bet. Like
To
I don't
me,
know. Because
it
if you go back
wasn't
and watch the first two, it's like a
necessarily
bunch of
creatively
just
funny.
disgusting
So
humor.
here's what I mean, and that's what I mean too about like the other ones that with the humor where it made more sense is that it's like there was jokes I thought that were going to happen that didn't, and
Like they missed an
so
opportunity.
they did, and it was just like, oh, okay, I didn't think, oh, you're going that like, okay, so here's one of the reasons I didn't necessarily find, and you can say, okay, maybe I'm showing my age, maybe it's well, oh, you believe this and that. I don't think I'm alone on this, but like, for instance, there was a scene where the one guy who is a cop, he's a police officer, he has a daughter who has transitioned to be a man,
Okay.
and so like he says something about like he calls her sweetheart, or he calls her honey or something, and she's like dad, and he's like I'm sorry, this whole transition is it's hard, it's taken some time to get used to, and she was like it's okay, just treat me like the other guys. And so he was like okay, and so he kind of like he's like slap fight, and he kind of barely slaps her, and then all of a sudden she like hauls off and slaps the shit out of him, and he's like
Yeah.
oh damn, and she goes stop acting like a bitch, and walks off. And
Yeah.
it was like that's the joke we're gonna go with.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was gonna kick her in the fucking nuts or something, or it was gonna be more of like, oh, treat me like one of the dudes. I thought it was gonna be, you could have gone all these different ways where it's like
Yeah. For you to go that
for you to
far.
say yeah, and then to be like, okay, here's this transgender and here's this, and then it's like, okay, now it's more or less a mic drop of like, yeah, transgenders are men, suck a dick, bigot, and it's like that was lame. That was just it to me. It was just it was like it wasn't what the humor has
I
been in all the
if
scary
it's
movies.
worth,
It
I
wasn't
feel like
like
society's kind of hopefully past that enough to where like, what's the point of you making fun of it? Like,
yeah,
it's
I
come
didn't
on.
it. Yeah, to me it was just like, for instance, what I mean is for people to understand. It's like if you're like, well, what do you think the humor was going to be? And I know again, this wasn't the Wayans movie, but it was a scary movie. It had the same name,
Yeah.
but the one with was it David Cross in the wheelchair?
Dude,
Wasn't he?
actually,
And he
that
was
wasn't one of
like,
theirs. That was the second one.
okay, okay, yes.
That
So in
one,
that,
they were
so
still
this is what
funny.
I
They were
mean.
still
So
funny.
this is what exactly, and this is what I mean is about how you thought the joke was going to go, and it doesn't go that way. And you're
Yeah.
like, that's what I feel like was happening in this one, where it's like in that one, the girl was gonna like go down on the dude
He's
in the
like, I can
wheelchair,
do
and
it
he's like, I don't
myself.
need your help, I can do it myself. And then and
That was
so it's
funny.
making fun, and it was making fun of the dude in the wheelchair. The dude in the wheelchair was the punchline.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it was like you would have thought the transgender would have been the punchline, but the tranny wasn't the punchline. It
Exactly. It
was
was an
the, and so
empowering
it's like,
thing.
yeah, so it's like, oh, you're not even, that wasn't even a fucking punchline. That
Like,
wasn't a
oh,
joke. You're more or less
you're
trying to like
just like
you're trying to be woke.
acting like Biden's still the president.
Yes, and it was just like, what the fuck is this? This is lame as shit. Like,
It's
that
yeah.
wasn't. I thought you were gonna. I thought he was gonna fucking like. They could have done. There's so many different ways you could have gone on. Like, act like I'm a dude or something.
Yeah,
There, you
and
could
that's
have
one of
done
those
so many
things.
different ways.
And I feel like, I mean, like Scary Movie 1 and 2, that's a very funny moments, but I feel a lot of it still was so like middle school level of like humor
Yes.
towards like, okay,
Yes.
this like certain things are funny, but then it's kind of like, okay, like it's it's really a lot of it's not that funny, you know. Enough
No.
it's
No.
funny and hits you enough to where it's an enjoyable experience, but it's like that's not clever, and it's kind of like this is what you thought. I don't know. Like the other
Yeah.
ones,
Like
they're
I said, there
ridiculous,
was.
but there was like a clever goofiness to them.
Yeah, one like in the ones with Charlie Sheen or whatever. Like for
Exactly.
instance, the one that was the clever goofiness was like each time that he was getting interviewed about his wife or whatever, the officer was telling him that his wife was dead, and he was like every time he would look away, her hat or like that was later on, but she like pulled out the hot dog, and he was like she broke the hot dog, and he's like she broke her wiener, and then she pulls out a taco and breaks the taco. She's like she broke her taco. It's like she couldn't
It's like
understand like
it
so it's like
wasn't
those humor.
pigeonholed to R-rated humor, but it's like that's the
No.
thing. Wayne's Brothers, it's like they do that, and it's all just extreme. Towards like you can make, I don't know. I'm with you, but I still want to see it, and I'll probably laugh. So let's see. I'm probably getting to be about that Tizan. That's not my internet. AB Andrew headquarters is for sale. Potential $400 million defense property deal. Goodness.
Pretty.
There you go.
Sorry.
No, you're
We
good.
might should wrap it up in not
No,
too
that was the
long,
same.
just
Good to
because
be
this
about that
thing's getting
time.
finicky.
Yep.
Yeah, getting about that time. Getting about that time.
Yep.
I want to talk real quick. Do you want me to go ahead and wrap up? Start wrapping it up.
Yeah, I mean 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Real quick, I'm almost done with this. I know it's been a while, but I started reading another book because I think I have ADHD. But The Watchmen, I'm
Oh,
almost done here.
you're almost done. Okay.
Yes,
Congrats, you're
and I'm
done.
inspired to finish. I'm inspired to finish because I just realized, or I saw the other day, that I guess in 2024, they released the backstory on the Violator from Spawn, and I've
Okay.
never necessarily been a huge Spawn fan, but
Yeah. I
his
never knew.
the
I never got into
backstory
him.
the backstory of the Violator seems cool, and maybe I'll start reading into some Spawn. But like, it seems like a cool backstory. He was like more or less like a an angel who got banished to
Yeah.
Earth or something because he was being deceived by Lucifer or whatnot. So it was an interesting. He seems like he's got a pretty cool backstory and
Oh, yeah,
stuff. So I was
definitely.
like, all right. And I've been wanting to support the comic book stores. That was the whole reason for even buying the Watchmen. Was I was like, you know what? I think it's cool that I have a local comic book store,
Definitely, man.
and I want to buy shit from them to make sure I'm because shit like that, I feel like she's disappearing from the world.
No, I
Kind
love it.
of. It's like you'll always be able to find comics online and shit, but like actual physical stores, I feel like are have dwindled over the years.
Yeah. No, I agree. No, I recently.
So,
I think I finished a book since we last talked. I read this book. Uh, it's like a seminal sci-fi one. It's called
hmm.
Neuromancer. William Gibson. It's like came out in like '83, I think. But a lot of sci-fi fans were basically call this like the prototype, like introduction of the whole style of cyberpunk. Like this book
Oh,
Neuromancer, basically like cyberpunk, the games, all this stuff. You could say that this was
was what
Genesis,
spawned it?
Blade Runner, and stuff. Like they would say this
Oh,
book Neuromancer, just the world it created and everything, even the Matrix. Like the movie The Matrix, in this thing, they go into a virtual world. And they refer to it as the
oh,
Matrix.
that's fucking cool.
Yeah, and William Gibson, and it's huge, and
That's
they're
cool.
actually because it's a book it's been on my like mind, because I love sci-fi to read, and they're
Yeah,
finally actually making. There's gonna be a series that comes out
Neuromancer.
within the next year or something, and so I'm like, I definitely want to read it before the series comes out. So,
Yeah,
so it was good. It was good. I mean, it's one of those books that's like, yeah, you
they're gonna
definitely
have a
need.
series about Neuromancer
Yeah, within it's a. I don't know if it's coming out at the end of this year or next year.
by William Gibson.
Yeah, William Gibson, really good. But it's a book you definitely like. I plan on reading it again probably in a while, just because like okay, it throws you into the
How
world
many
because it's
pages
kind
was it?
of. Let's see,
I'll see if I can find it at half price. It looks cool. It looks like it has a cool
the
cover. And
cover art
I'm the
is
type
really
of
cool,
guy
man.
that
Like
I'm the type of
200,
guy
like
that I do judge a book
276,
by its cover. I'm a cover book judger.
276,
I'm a
and I
book cover
started
judger.
Hyperion, which is this other like seminal sci-fi book from like the '80s,
Hmm.
Hyperion. But I'm not that far in it. But yeah,
Man, I can't. Yeah, I can't. It's sometimes it's pulling yourself away from your phone and other technologies, video games or computers. Sometimes I know some of us don't necessarily have a choice. You have kids and a family, and you're not around them. But like
things actually
when
read
you
mine
have
on
all
my
the
phone, but but
yeah,
I feel like a lot of people can't. A lot of people need, which is
I can't.
good.
You can't.
Get
You
the
can't.
book, get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because it's
I
not
like
easy to put the
the
phone down.
yeah, exactly. For me, I have to kind of have the whatever the book, and this is my first comic book that I've actually read, or
It's
I
a
will
graphic
say
novel.
I'm almost done.
This
Yeah,
is
and it's
just a
like,
collection of a series of comics that came out.
it's just and that's the dude who said Alan Moore, the dude who wrote Watchmen, because
Yeah,
somebody
like
like
this
said
came
something
out
to him about
weekly or whatever, but a monthly.
yeah,
But
he said that's something he said whenever somebody was like graphic novel. He was interviewed about it, and they asked him a question. He's like, graphic novel. He's like, that's something that people who write comics say they came up with the term to make themselves feel better, to not like make themselves feel like
Or
a
it was a
child.
marketing
That
thing
like,
by the publishers who are like, hey, this series ended. Let's find a way to resell all these and we'll call it out. Which is
yeah,
nice. Which I'm cool. I
yeah.
love it.
But it was funny, like what
Yeah.
he said is that he thinks that he was like, it's just something that comic writers or whatever came up with to make themselves seem like they
That's
weren't
funny.
writing a comic. And it's
Yeah.
like, he's like, they're comics. He was like, She-Hulk isn't a graphic novel. He was like, She-Hulk is 6 issues of She-Hulk stapled together. That's
Yeah.
what it is. He was
Yeah,
like, it's not
exactly.
a novel. He was like, because he was saying that he doesn't find them to be graphic nor novels. He was like,
Yeah.
they're neither.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't find
He was
comics
just
to be a graphic
it's
nor
a
a
bunch of
novel.
comics sold all together.
Exactly. So it's like,
Yeah.
but it is, that was one thing that was interesting for me because I knew about the whole graphic novel thing first, like
Yeah.
in tandem with comics. And so I didn't even, that confused the shit out of me. And then
Yeah.
I picked up one and I realized, like, oh, this is just all the
Yeah.
comics
It's like,
compiled
wait, I
into a
could
book.
own individual like issues. They might not be in
Yes.
print anymore, so that'd be cool, right? But it'd be one of those things.
And it confused me to all get out because I
Yeah.
was like, well, what do I get then? Do I like what? And then
Yeah.
realizing, like you said, you can get the individuals if you want, or you can just buy
Yeah.
the book.
But it's cool. They're
But
fun,
yeah,
dude.
so
I love it. You know,
they are, man.
I'm
They're a
glad that
nice
you've done
read.
that because
No,
it's
it's a nice
art
read,
too. It's
man, and I
art
will.
too. It's like multiple
It
forms of
is,
art.
it
You know,
is,
it's a
and
unique
it's fun
form of
to follow.
storytelling.
It's fun to follow, and I will say that I do feel like it is a good thing for somebody who, if you're, it's hard for you to read because you have, issues like my girl. She talks about it's like following the same line
Yeah.
and going down and down. It's like it gets
Unknowing how to read.
monotonous, or it's it can get monotonous, and you can sometimes you just kind of
Poster
get bored
can't
or
do
whatever and
teach.
zone out. Yeah,
Someone's like,
exactly.
I
And
can't
you
read,
get
but I can teach you how to do it.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
And so it's like, but I do think that
that's
like,
fun.
what's it called? I do feel like the comics are a great way.
Yeah.
I feel like comics are a great way to be able to kind of get you back into reading, or just to kind
Again,
of get
dude.
you get you
Next time
warmed
we gotta
up.
make sure we have people on because I every time we talk about certain things, I'm like, man, I wish B Jones was on here talking
B
about this.
Jones,
You know what I
I
mean?
know.
It's
Well,
like,
that's what we'll do with next one. We'll talk because I'll finish this. I'll finish the Watchmen, and then I'll get Violator, and then we can talk more comics and stuff because I know
yeah.
he's way more. He would probably be the type of guy that could actually give me a comic to recommend me something that I
Oh
could go
yeah,
look
dude.
at.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like that would be, and I had initially thought the next one I would go get after this would actually be this one because I saw it up there.
Yeah.
I
Well,
actually thought I'd go get.
because Alan Moore. Yeah.
Yeah, and two, it was like, the way I saw it was like, well, hey, look, if I already like Watchmen and I got Watchmen because I liked the movie,
Well, and he
I'm like,
did one of the
okay,
most popular Batman ones too. I think it was
that's
like
what I
the
heard.
Killing Joke, maybe, or
Yeah, something, let me see. I think it's in here. It might, if it's more Alan Moore, he did, hang
it might
on.
have been the Joke of the Killing Joke one.
It could have been that one. No, it doesn't say. Wait, yes, right here. It's funny. In the back, they have more advertisements, and right there,
Yep. Look at that. And I haven't even read him. I had friends that were into him
Alan
so
Moore, The
much.
Killing
Yep.
Joke. Yeah, because they have
Chase
that. They have
Fox
the
loved that.
Killing.
Like I read that in college. The Watchmen because Chase Fox, my roommate, had it
Yeah,
and they loved it. And so I was like, all
dude, it's
right.
dope. It's dope, man. I can't recommend it enough. There's definitely some other stuff in there that wasn't in the movie, but I just think it's cool. I think it's more reason to read the comic. You already know that there's not going to cover everything, and again, I think it's more reason to read the comic because there's some cool little subplots in there that weren't
Yeah, and
added.
it's a unique form of art and storytelling. Like you
Yep,
think of all the
and they
mediums
and
of
they and they
storytelling. You got
both
books, you got movies, you got shows.
and
The
like
most
we've talked
successful
about, they
recent
both
movies have
resonate.
literally been based on comics.
Yes.
Like,
And they also too, it's like they resonate in such different ways. Movies and comics, or movies and books, resonate in such different
man,
ways, like
but
reading
if you
versus
can only pick
visual.
one book, it's got to be that Bible. But that
It's got to
Bible,
be the Bible, baby. And that's a good one to end on right there. Recommendation of the week: read your Bible. If
dude,
you don't have one, go buy
not
one.
even joking. Read it,
Yeah,
and you. It's cool if you don't even agree with any of it. I think you'll
no,
find a, a, I think you'll find a good experience out of just reading it. You could be like, I'm going into
absolutely.
it reading it, knowing that I'm never going to believe this actually happened, but just read it, see how the words feel like in your brain.
Absolutely.
They'll probably help
I
you figure things out.
I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more with that statement.
Amen, brother.
But well, we'll see you guys again soon. Very soon, we'll be back. At least keep doing this. We got to keep putting our faces out there. We'll let you guys know
Exactly.
nothing's happened. The only thing that has happened has been life. We've let life take priority, and but we're still here. We still want to keep doing the
We're still with
podcast.
the planet, and
Yep,
can't get rid of us
and
that
we're not
easy.
going nowhere. So be seeing
Be
you.
squeezing you.